Hello everyone and welcome back to Everything Tech, and today we are going to do an unboxing and first look of the Roku SE. Now here we have the box for the Roku SE. I'm not exactly sure if they're going to keep selling these on the market or they're going to still be available after Black Friday, but this is a Black Friday special for about $25. It was one of the last two Rokus, so I picked up two, one for my mom's room, one for my room. And at $25, you can't really beat that. So I'm not exactly sure if they're still going to be selling these after, or whatever's remaining for the stock, if it's still going to be for sale or not, but I managed to pick these up on Black Friday, and if my voice sounds funny, it's because I'm sick. I do apologize for that, but let's take a look at the front of the box. Alright, so the front of the box, you can see the Roku SE branding, and it does say that it's the best basic player money can buy, and it works with HDMI TVs, as well as most older TVs. And here we have the Roku SE, although it does look strikingly similar to the Roku One. And here we have the remote, which is also included. At the bottom of the box, it says here, 2,000 plus biggest streaming channel lineup. It does offer all of those 2,000 plus streaming channels, although most of them you still have to pay a subscription for. But one of the main reasons why I purchased this was because it has a Time Warner Cable app, and that's my service provider, so I can watch all my Time Warner Cable programming through the Roku SE, and I don't think any other streaming box does this, and of course the price point had me wanting it more and more. On the side of the box, you see easy setup. You can either plug it in through HDMI or RCA, whichever you use. Then you connect it to the internet, and then you can start streaming. You still have to make a Roku account when you connect to the internet. On the other side of the box it says, our streaming channels. We offer the freedom to choose from a massive selection of free channels, subscription channels, and rental options. Watch what you love and pay only for what you want. Happy streaming. What's included in the box we're going to cover right now, but you can go ahead and pause that. And what you will need: a TV with HDMI or composite AV ports, HDMI or an AV cable, red, white, and yellow cable, broadband internet, and a wireless router. We have more information on the back of the box, but I'm going to go ahead and just zoom in right here and pause it so you can go over that. Okay, so here is the Roku, and all you have to do is just flip the box over. You grab your knife, and you're going to cut two pieces of tape right here and right here. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so I just cut the tape, and all that is left is for you to open it, and there's two little flaps on the sides, so you can just lift it and just shake it a little, and you take the cap off. Here we get the "Hi, let's get you started quick start guide." Inside the little envelope that contains the quick start guide, you can also find your warranty information. You may want to read this before you use it, as well as your get started guide. I do recommend you read the get started guide before you do anything, because it has all the information you may need or you may want to know about your Roku player. So please do take a look at the manual before you get started. Here we have the Roku SE, the actual little box. We're going to set that aside. Here is the remote, and right under the remote are the batteries. So again, I'm going to set this aside, and don't forget you can remove this, and here you can access your power supply. I'm going to get cleaned up here so we can get everything in nice, clean, orderly fashion and take a look at everything else. Okay, so here is everything you get in the box. You get your quick start guide, the Roku SE, power supply, remote control, and batteries. Sadly, you do not have an HDMI cable or AV composite cable. You have to provide that on your own, but I do have my own here, so that's really no problem. Let's take a look at the Roku SE. So here you can see that it is covered in some sort of plastic, and there's the back HDMI sticker right there, and it does say SE. And I kept the plastic on so you could see the lettering better, because it's very hard to tell what it says up here, but it says SE, and of course this does look similar to the Roku One. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the plastic off, and I know already it's gonna be a fingerprint magnet, because I already set my mom's up and it's a fingerprint magnet like you have no idea. That's one of the problems with these plastic devices, that they're very easy to get your fingerprints all over, and of course this plastic here is very annoying because it gets stuck on everything. So there you go, we just took the plastic off, trying to get it off my hand here on the side. And taking a look at the back here, we can see the RCA. I call it a RCA, but it's the composite video. And you can sort of slightly see inside the Roku through here. I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen, but here we got the left and right audio and the video. Here we have the DC in, which you get your DC cable, and you plug it into there, and you get DC out. I'm not going to connect it right now because we still have more to see. Here we have the HDMI port. I'll be using this through HDMI because I have HD TVs. And we have the Roku tab. Again, on the top you see Roku SE. Nothing on the sides. And on the front we get the Roku SE branding. It does look similar to the Roku One, but it really isn't a Roku One. But according to Roku OS 7, it does identify this as a Roku One. So we're just gonna plug this into the mains and get my HDMI cord out here and plug this in. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. There we go. And that's what it's gonna end up looking in the end. So we're gonna set this aside and let's put the batteries inside the remote. The remote is pretty easy to use. It's very comfortable to use compared to any other remotes that I've used. And to put the batteries in, it's very, very easy. All you have to do is just remove this back here. And I'm going to use a knife to open these battery packs. You don't have to. I will because of time constraints, but there we go. Usually I take my time with these kinds of things, but because I'm doing an unboxing, I try to make this in the quickest way possible. Now the weird thing about this remote compared to other remotes is here you can see it says plus and plus, minus and minus. Usually it's inverted, but this one it's not. I was kind of confused the first time I put the batteries in there. But simple, straightforward. I'm sure everybody's put batteries inside a controller before. It's that easy. And then we put the plastic back on. It slides right in. And then we have the remote. Here up at the top we have back, home, directional buttons, the OK button, return button. Most user interfaces will have a little star for options. You can select that. Skip forward, skip back, play. And we have 4 hotkeys for Netflix, Amazon Video, Rdio, and Vudu. And that's it for the remote. The front has plastic, which I'm going to remove. And that's the Roku remote. I'm going to go ahead and plug this into my TV and we're going to go through the setup. Alrighty, so let's set up our Roku for the first time. And once you plug it in and connect it to the power, this is what you're going to see. So we're going to select our language. Next we're going to connect to our network. And it starts looking for networks around your area. Hopefully you have Wi-Fi, because this only takes Wi-Fi. So these are all the Wi-Fi networks in my area, which I am blurring out. And it only supports 2.5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band. So if you don't have that activated or your router does not support that, you will not be able to connect to the network. So I'm going to punch in my password here. I'll see you in the next step. Okay, so here I have put in my password. So I'm going to go ahead and click connect. And it starts connecting to the wireless network. So it has successfully connected to my network and it found some update. So we're going to click continue and it starts updating. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here. I'll see you all in the next step. So after it's done installing the updates, the Roku is going to restart. After the restart, we can continue with the installation. It's not really an installation, it's more like a setup. For some reason I call it an installation, but here we go. Roku. After that boot screen, we're going to have to connect to the internet on our computers. You can also use your phone or tablet and go to the web link roku.com/link. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So after logging into my Roku account and setting up my Roku with the activation key, it starts to update the channels that are preloaded. And when you do access that special website, it'll let you select or pre-select certain channels for you to download. Once you select those channels, it starts adding the channels that you have selected. And if you have any other Rokus, I believe it starts adding the channels from that Roku as well. So if you have another one in the house or you had one in the past, I'm sure all the applications that you had on that one will just carry over. And as you can see here, it's starting to update the channels. And you can also download the Roku app from the App Store or the Play Store, and you can access your Roku and add more channels if you choose. And it'll add them from your application. You can add them, and they will be ready for you on your Roku when you go back and see that. But to keep in mind that you do have to be on the same network as the Roku in order to access these features. So we're gonna wait for this to update. We'll be back in the next step. Alright, so the installation is complete. We are now set and ready to use our Roku. And as you can see down in the fine print, you can download the Roku Mobile App for iOS, Android, and Windows devices. That application will allow you to control your Roku, including add and remove channels. If you add or remove a channel, when you come back to your Roku, they will be there for you to view. So all we have to do now is press OK, and there are all the channels that were on my previous Roku, or the Roku in my mom's room. Now before we continue, you want to make sure you go into your settings and display type, make sure it's set at the right display. You can have it at 4:3 standard definition or 16:9 widescreen in case you do have an old TV that is widescreen, or you can choose 720 or 1080p. This is a 1080p screen, so I will be setting 1080p, and make sure you select your right resolution. Do not select 1080p if you have a 720p display. It's just not right. And then we can go back, and you can also change your theme by selecting any of the pre-installed themes already here, or you can go and get more themes if you so choose. You can also choose when you want your screensaver to start or what screensaver you want to play. That's it for today in the unboxing and first look of the Roku SE streaming player. Thank you all for watching, and see you all in the next unboxing.